been racking my brain recently trying to figure out who is the most popular video game character of all time. I know I have my favorites, but to the general population, it's gotta be someone from a game series who spanned across generations and consoles. Someone whose games have sold a buttload. Ugh, what an idiot I've been. There's only one answer. It's gotta be this guy. Yes, the line piece from Tetris. Everybody loves him and wants this piece. And when it finally comes, it's like the clouds have separated and an angel has descended from heaven. Tetris is easily one of the most recognizable games of all time, and one that can be enjoyed by players of any skill level. There's something extremely enjoyable about a game that is so simple. It's easy to learn and difficult to master. There have been so many different versions of Tetris, I thought why not run down my 5 favorite Tetris games. Let's check them out.
Number 5. Tetris 99. The latest Tetris game for the Nintendo Switch. There have been over 100 official versions of Tetris, and way more if you include unofficial variants. How in the world is this even possible? What could they add from game to game? Well, Tetris 99 goes to show you that a small tweak or idea can change the entire reason why you choose one Tetris over another. Tetris 99 is like every other Tetris game. Blocks fall, you spin them, drop them, and then try to make a full line to erase it and earn points. But here, you're not trying to race the clock, you're not trying to beat your top score, you are trying to outlast 99 other opponents around the world. It's a battle royale of Tetris goodness. Your playfield is front and center, and the other players are surrounding you in tiny little sections. The more lines you clear, the more blocks you send to other opponents in an attempt to knock them out of the game. Last one standing wins. It is so incredibly satisfying making it to the final 10 players. And when it's down to the final 2, my heart is racing, my palms are sweating, it is intense. The game will also keep track of your record, so you can gloat to your friends how many times you've won. There aren't any other modes here, not even a single player. And while it may sound bare bones, it's such a unique take on Tetris, you won't care. The only way to play this one is if you have a Switch Online account, but the game is a free download. A physical version of the game with an actual single-player mode is slated for release in fall of 2019. If you want to feel like you're standing atop of the world, try Tetris 99, because earning total victory is so very sweet. Number 4. Tetris Plus for the PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Game Boy. This Tetris is a bit of an anomaly. It features a game mode never seen before and was never seen since. This mode even has a small story too. A professor and his assistant are in search of ancient treasures and old ruins. Together they travel to Egypt, the Mayan temples, and more in search of riches. The problem now is the professor gets stuck in one of the tombs and activates a spinning death wheel trap that slowly moves down the playfield. Your goal is to erase blocks to guide him to the bottom. Get him to safety as fast as you can to earn more points and treasures before he's crushed to death, and then you have to start the level over. If you put a block on top of the professor, he will begin to climb. This can help you at times, but mostly hinders you as this little jerk keeps climbing, not realizing he's going to be smushed to death. After you beat the level, it's on to the next Temple of Doom, where the puzzles get more complex. Adventure mode alone is the reason Tetris Plus is one of my all-time favorites. The controls aren't the best, as it feels a little bit laggy, and even if you play one player, it will still split the screen. But boy, is this mode fun! There are 4 ruins with 20 levels each, and what's really cool is that if you haven't had your fill of adventure mode, you can create your own levels. And of course, if you want to get down and dirty with some traditional Tetris, that's here too. The standard mode is fine, not the best, but the adventure mode more than makes up for it. Number 3. Tetris for the NES. As you've seen so far, what can make one Tetris a favorite over another is the game modes it includes. But sometimes you want to get back to basics. No weird modes, no infinite spins, not even a space to hold pieces. Tetris in its purest form. For times like those, I love going back to Tetris on the NES. There are only 2 ways to play, with Type A being your classic Tetris, and Type B where you have to clear 25 lines on a playfield that already has blocks scattered about. There isn't even a 2-player mode. But there's still something special about Tetris on the NES. It's a sheer test of will to see how much you can improve over your last run. Can you get to a higher level? Can you get more points, get more lines? Faster and faster it goes, and a little slip up can be tough to recover from. And when those pieces finally come crashing down on you, it tallies up your score and then an animation of a rocket ship blasts off into space. The more points you get, the bigger the rocket, which for some reason is very fulfilling. Tetris must hit some primal nerve in our brains, because why else would it feel so damn rewarding? Some people prefer the Tengen version of Tetris for the NES, but I'd say the Nintendo version is where it's at. Clearing 4 lines in the Nintendo version, you get a satisfying flash of light, the colors are more vibrant, and the pieces have a nice shine to them. Sure, the Tengen version has more game modes, but remember, I'm playing this for pure, no-frills Tetris, and the Nintendo version certainly delivers. Number 2. Tetris Party for the Wii! You know the deal, blocks fall, clear lines. The basic Tetris Marathon mode is great here. But what extra game modes does this bring to the table? I must say there are quite a few here that I really love, with my favorite being the Shadow mode. Use all the standard pieces, and even some out of the ordinary ones, to fill specific spots on the playfield to make a picture. You have a certain amount of time to complete the picture, and a certain amount of pieces you can skip, with the goal being to try and get as close to a 100% match as possible. The designs you make get trickier as you go, but it's super entertaining. You can even play this mode with 3 other players. Tetris Party was the first time I played a 4-player versus Tetris, and it has a lot of creative abilities that you can use to help yourself out or screw over your opponents. Like making blocks randomly speed up to an absurd level for a short period of time, dropping blocks on your enemy's screen by pointing the Wii remote, or a shuffle item that will fix any errors on your screen. There's also a co-op mode, which is by far the best part. Usually you're playing Tetris head-to-head with someone, but here you work together to clear lines on a much larger playfield. And I think this whole working together thing is actually a situation where you'll be screaming at your partner more than you would be if you were opponents. The Wii era was a time in my life where I was playing tons of 4-person games, and I enjoy Tetris Party because it caters to that playstyle. All of the modes are meant for a big group, and Tetris Party sure lived up to its name. Number 1. Puyo Tetris for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Now this is how you make a Tetris game. It's got everything you'd want it to, chock full of different modes, challenges, and an online component. But it also mashes it all together with the Puyo series, quite literally, since there are many modes that incorporate playing both Tetris and Puyo at the same time. It's bonkers! If you're not familiar with Puyo, it's a long-running falling block puzzle series that you may remember as Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine if you're in the United States. The strategies differ widely between the two games, and it makes for a wild time when you play Fusion mode, as both block pieces from Tetris or Puyo globs will fall, and you have to manage both accordingly to defeat your opponent. There's another mode where you're playing both a game of Tetris and Puyo at the same time, and it will periodically swap between the two. It's frantic fun. The game boasts a robust story mode, which offers a nice challenge, but to be honest, I don't quite care for the actual dialogue. All the characters can be quite annoying. Thankfully, that's something you can skip. And let's say you're not about that Puyo life. Well, you can choose to play regular old Tetris too. This game is absolutely jam-packed with modes while still giving you the Tetris you know and love, and it will keep you busy for a long time. I've had it since day one and I'm still playing it. If you haven't tried it yet, I urge you to do so if you're a fan of either game, because Puyo Tetris is the best of both worlds. There you have it, my 5 favorite Tetris games. I'm by no means an expert, and I'm sure that many Tetris masters may scoff at my picks, but I can't help but love them. What do you guys think about my list? And what are some of your favorite Tetris games? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you next time, and remember, it's all fun and games. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked that video, check out my review of Jackal for the NES. And if you like It's All Fun and Games, make sure to subscribe. Thanks again!